Hello, my name is Michael Levesque. It was 1973, 53 years ago, that Cortez Health Food Center in Cortez, Colorado became my first business and education in health and nutrition. Later in 1982, to be extended when opening Vitamin Express in San Francisco, California. In the mid 1990s, I met Scott Tipps, the president of the National Health Federation. He introduced me to the legislative struggle with the Food and Drug Administration over access to nutritional supplements and nutraceuticals. The battle that ensued was furious and culminated in the passage of the Dietary Supplement Health and Education Act of 1994, which was beneficial to the country. The National Health Federation has a Declaration of Health Freedom. That is the essence of its organization. It declares a list of health rights and freedoms necessary for health, protection of nutritional supplements and alternative therapies, and its role in the international marketplace. Through its seat at the United Nations World Trade Organization's Codex Alimentarius, Scott Tipps has maintained a vigil of protection and safety with advocacy and successes for consumers here and throughout the world's trade regulatory system. The National Health Federation is the first organization to endorse and promote the Medical Freedom Amendment, proposed as the 28th Amendment to the United States Constitution. Welcome to the 71st anniversary celebration of the National Health Federation. Some laws and rules are needed locally, some statewide and some nationally, some even internationally. Some laws affect regions or specialized industries in certain locales with specific issues and considerations. Medical freedom requires the same protection as freedoms of speech and religion. Health is our most intimate right, yet at this time of the Bill of Rights seemed unnecessary to be included. Today, that is no longer true. This is corrected by the proposed Medical Freedom Amendment. Presently, there is no constitutional protection of medical freedom, medical choice, informed consent, and personal medical data. 3 weeks ago, at the doctor's office, I was handed a new agreement by the staff. It contained much of the ordinary information, but there was a section that made me stop. Photography. With this statement, I consent to the taking of photographs, videotapes, digital or other images, and surveillance monitoring for purposes of my diagnosis treatment or for the clinic's operations, including peer review, education, or training programs conducted by the clinic. I took the pen and inserted "do not consent" and scratched out "surveillance monitoring." It is important to read any document from the hospital, clinic, or doctor's office. Carry a blue ink pen to designate what you don't agree with before you sign. Now in 2026, AI, artificial intelligence, intervenes into medicine. It also has the ability to link personal health records based solely on physical activity data to each person. Medical records are no longer private. This new AI era requires constitutional safeguards so personal data cannot be used by the administrative state as a structure of compliance or a weapon against freedom or travel. Your medical health data should not be sold to corporations. The MFA clearly states the elements necessary to ensure protection of the individual. It disarms the powerful technocrats and administrative forces of our government, while focused on the deeper necessities of medical rights and freedom. All people have the right to secure their health in the manner they choose. Establishes health sovereignty as a natural right, not a state-granted privilege. Health is part of life and liberty and not public property. Therefore, the government cannot define public health in ways that override our individual choice. It is important to enumerate explicit limits on power. The MFA makes it very clear that these restrictions apply to every level of government and administration, federal, state, and local. By including the wording of countermeasure, executive order, emergency declaration, the MFA directly addresses what happened during the COVID era, when extraordinary powers were invoked to bypass laws and constitutional checks. The crucial language regarding treaty or international agreement prevents global health treaties, such as those proposed by the World Health Organization, UN, or World Economic Forum, from overriding individual rights through the use of the Supremacy Clause, Article 6 of the Constitution. This essentially is a constitutional firewall against global governance and medical policy. International treaties or World Health Organization agreements could never supersede this amendment, even if ratified by the Senate. In other words, no global authority could force Americans to accept mandates, digital vaccine IDs, or global emergency protocols. This was an essential addition added by Scott Tips, the president of the National Health Federation. The judicial warrant requirement of number 2 pushes medical privacy protections to a Fourth Amendment level. It declares that no intrusion on personal medical freedom or privacy can occur without a specific judicial warrant based on necessary cause, with oath and affirmation, and describing the exact harm and posed danger. This would outlaw broad public health emergencies used to justify mass surveillance, quarantines, or forced testing. Instead, it requires individualized assessment before violating medical privacy, ending blanket emergency powers. In essence, this wording reflects strict constitutional originalism infused with bodily autonomy. It recognizes that the state is not competent to define individual health decisions. There is a special and unique relationship between oneself and our health care provider and our personal decisions. Informed consent is sacred and cannot be suspended even during a proclaimed emergency. International bodies cannot be allowed to shape domestic health policy or override individual rights. Once ratified, the constitutional order would shift from a managerial administrative decree to a consent-based republic in practical health governance, with protection of body autonomy, informed consent, and medical freedom. COVID made the entire planet a controlled trial with behavioral mandates, contact tracing apps, and censorship networks fusing biomedicine with digital surveillance. Dissent was labeled a public health hazard. AI diagnostics, genomic profiling, and CBDCs, central bank digital currencies, became pilots that are now converging under health security policies. Disease has become a mechanism of governance rather than a healing art. It has become inseparable from surveillance, economics, and digital control, requiring the expansion of the proposed Medical Freedom Amendment to protect personal medical and health data. Presently, Congress is opposed to a Medical Freedom Amendment. Enormous financial wealth opposes it. There are trillions of dollars of wealth at stake. Some states are providing piecemeal legislation that addresses some issues, and none are addressing the future recognizable dangers facing us from AI and our unprotected personal medical data. Here is the expanded wording of the proposed Medical Freedom Amendment to the United States Constitution, with the added section protecting digital medical information. All people have the right to secure their health in the manner they choose. Congress, the President, state legislatures and executives, governmental agencies or departments shall make no law, rule, regulation, countermeasure, executive order, emergency declaration, or enter into any treaty or international agreement that, number one, impedes the individual's rights to informed consent, nor right to medical choice, nor freedom of medical choice. The treaty provision of Article 6 of this Constitution shall not apply in any way to this amendment. Number two, impedes the individual's right to medical privacy and freedom without individual and specific judicial warrant, supported by oath and affirmation of necessary cause to protect society from harm, describing the individual's condition and danger it presents. All people own all data derived from their body, mind, or biological functions, including but not limited to genetic, biometric, physiological, and psychological information. Medical data shall be treated as the personal property of the individual, inviolate and beyond the reach of corporate or governmental appropriation. Number one, no person's biological data, health record, or biometric profile shall be accessed, stored, or transmitted without the individual's informed, explicit, and revocable consent. Number two, any compelled or deceptive collection or monetization of biological data, directly or through digital systems, shall be deemed an unlawful search and seizure. And finally, number three, Congress and the states shall provide civil and criminal penalties for the unauthorized possession, trade, or commercial exploitation of personal health data. This is a battle for the soul of medicine and for the sovereignty of the human self in this new and revolutionary algorithmic era. It codifies within the Constitution bodily autonomy, informed consent, and data ownership as unalienable rights. To restore this balance is not anti-science. It is the only ground on which science and conscience can work together. It is handed to us, you and I, to demand the health and medical protection necessary for our lives and of future generations. We must gather together and agree that this is worth fighting for, because the future of freedom rides upon our shoulders. Now is the time. Help the National Health Federation in this monumental fight for health freedom. Join their campaign supporting the NHF's lobbying efforts. The nhf.com/campaigns. The Medical Freedom Amendment.org, written and produced by Michael Levesque. Great Highway Productions, April 2026.